Welcome to Liverpool, Nova Scotia, Canada. You see the Mersey River running through here, emptying in the Atlantic Ocean. We've had some windy days, but also some sunny days with blue skies here in this quaint community on the East Coast. It's been a fantastic week so far, and now to finish on a high note with gold medal games is simply amazing. The World Junior Curling Championships 2019. We're back in the Queen's Place Emirates Centre. Canada will play Switzerland for gold. To follow the game, myself, Sander Rølvåg, and the always insightful curling expert, Laura Walker. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, let's meet the teams, shall we? For Canada, at lead, Alex Horvath. Second, Matthew Hall. Throwing third rocks for the Canadians, Sterling Middleton. And the team is skipped again by Tyler Tardy. For Switzerland, at lead, we have Yannis Spies. At second, Marco Höfti. Throwing third is Philip Hösli. And team skip for Switzerland, Marco Hösli. Now taking a look at how the teams got there, we see Scotland, they were undefeated through the round robin, but of course dropping a game in the semi-final yesterday to Switzerland. They play for bronze against Norway. Canada finished with that 7-2 record. Switzerland in with 6-3, but it's all down to this game now. No matter what happened earlier in the week, there you see it. Scotland played Switzerland in the 1-4, Canada and Norway in the 2-3. And that's how it all shapes up this morning. The bronze game going on at the same time as our gold medal game, and we'll try and keep you up to date on what happens and during that game as well. As we see the teams now just with their absolute final preparations. They've had their practice. They're ready to go in front of a good crowd coming in here this morning in Liverpool. Canada will throw the red stones. Switzerland will get the yellow, and Canada, of course, with last on advantage.
Yes, the higher ranked team here in the playoffs does get the choice of whether or not they have hammer, and if you do have a record that's clear above the team that you're playing, so in this case Canada at 7-2, Switzerland at 6-3, you also get choice of rocks. So Canada would have chose hammer and the red rocks here to play this game.
Yannis Spies throws the first rock here, and Switzerland looking for a guard. Just barely over that hog line. Bit long maybe for the Swiss. We'll see Canada come around
like
it.
a 50 here, eh?
Got a game here right off the bat.
That's good. 45-50.
Yeah, you were.
And not allowed to remove that rock from play, sitting in the free guard zone. Some teams have elected to draw to the wing, but Canada quite happy to maybe get something going here as we see Alex Horvath.
Line only right now.
Five.
Line's good.
Weight's
good.
Yep.
Line's
Yep.
good.
Line only.
Yep. Weight's good. Yep. Hard.
5.
Okay, whoa now.
Just a biter.
Whoa now.
Okay. Doesn't look heavy, boys. It's there. It's all there.
You'll see lots of finish on this ice. Sometimes too much for the players to handle.
Good weight.
But I don't think you can get enough curl, almost.
No, yesterday we saw the Norwegian team struggle a little bit with how much curl there was. Their releases just aren't quite as positive as Team Canada's, but I'm sure both of these teams had discussions after the game last night talking about how they need to release it to manage the curl on this ice. That's so fantastically made by John Wall and his crew here in Liverpool.
Well, a little weight sensitive, of course. You ever overthrow it, it will run a bit straight, and it does for Yannis here, just rolling out.
Maybe a couple feet more.
Yeah, that very well could be first end of a World Junior final. A little bit of nerves there. Want to make sure you don't overthrow it and underthrow it and come close to that guard, so it leads to a bit of an overthrow.
I got similar.
Line's good. 5. Weight's good.
Line's good. It's on this one. Line only. Weight's good.
A little bit of room
out there.
So this gold medal game, as every other game this week, will be scheduled for 10 ends of play. And as we're in the playoff stages, they will have to play 8 ends minimum. So both teams will get 38 minutes of thinking time and 160-second timeout where they have a chance to interact with their coach. Can be called at any time during the game. Of course, if we're tied after 10, we will move to an extra end. Marco Höfti won the Swiss Junior Championship last season. That's how it works for the Swiss. They get 1 year to prepare themselves for the World Junior Championships. And actually the next championship, national one, will be in a couple of weeks. It's played over 2 weekends. And they might win their chance to represent Switzerland next year.
Yeah, all 4 of these players still eligible for at least 1 more year, so a pretty big advantage to go into another Swiss championship and hopefully get back to the Worlds with this experience under their belts.
Good.
Well, for Matt Hall at 21, this would be his last chance, last crack at it.
Nice one.
He had such a phenomenal game yesterday against Norway, with especially the upweights. Just seemed to make every double and just opened up the center line for his skip time and time again.
Yeah, Matt was making all kinds of good shots yesterday, and it wasn't like they were incredibly easy either. He had some, double peels, some run backs, and making the soft shots as well yesterday. So Matt can continue that play in today. It'll be a huge advantage to make his back end shots a little bit easier.
Stick around.
Okay. Yep.
You peel it, you peel it.
Yep.
Hear that last comment there.
Weight's good.
Lots of weight.
Seems like Canada might be not
Good for us.
just hitting and running here, but maybe even try and roll the shooter onto the rings or leave a corner guard.
Yeah, the call was to stick it around so that they can maybe use it to generate 2 points, but you really don't want to come up to the nose and leave a center line guard for Switzerland there. So the way that Matt just played it was definitely the way to miss that shot.
Philip Hösli, the youngster out there this morning. Heard one of the Swiss coaches make a joke this morning that he got the hotel room a bit cheaper because he was under 18.
Still considered a child here. No, not yet an adult at 17 years old. Also made a joke to me. I was commenting on how they all had their buttons buttoned all the way up, and it was tough to get their microphones on. And I said, "You're covering up your chest hair." He said, "Oh, I'm not there yet."
To be playing in a World Junior final, only at 17, it's impressive. Might see him back in the more finals in the future. For Sterling Middleton, we saw him in the final last year, where Canada did win gold. Will he stick around here? Just enough. The chance to go back-to-back for the Canadian back end, Middleton, Tardy.
I thought the
Not a lot of teams or players have done that. Last time was Charlie Thomas's rink, 06 and 07. Yeah, John Morris, 98 to 99.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
The first one was Ron Brewster to play for 2 different teams in 95 and 96 for Scotland. So it's a special group, a tiny group of gentlemen who's
same weight.
Yeah, same weight.
Performed that feat. We'll see if Canada might pick up another gold here.
Same weight.
They have the advantage of last stone.
More.
Right off. Alex.
Okay.
Just gonna roll out here, Middleton.
That rollout seems fairly innocent, but you give the opposing skip a chance to play a free draw into the rings here and find his draw weight early. Had Sterling stuck around, you force Switzerland to hit, of course. This could be a big advantage if he's drawing against a few later on in the game.
There is that yellow rock just outside the rings, which they are drawing against. Might leave some problems for Tyler Tardy if they can nestle up against it.
Just trying to do all they can to maybe create a jam, which would allow them to split the rings and force Team Canada here in the first end, which would be a huge win for the Swiss.
Marco Hösli, also
In de 12. Veel
at a very young age.
In de 12. 15. In de 12. Veel back. Backline. Oh, backline. In de 12.
Calling this a bit heavy out of hand. Urging this to settle down. This one not really anywhere close to curling to that yellow stone outside the rings.
I think that's better. Okay.
Does give Marco a chance to just settle into this game, though. Probably a little nerves on that first rock of a gold medal game.
It's
Try to
a
roll close to the center.
typical shot where I see a lot of undercurl when you need to come all
Sterling
the
was
way
good, fresh on
almost
his first one and just a little solid on
outside the rings to get there.
Yeah, it's tough to look at a broom that's as tight as you need to actually make that shot. As a thrower, you just barely ever play shots like that, so it's a little scary thinking you have tight ice.
Waist good.
On that one, they just want to make sure they don't run out of rings.
I also wanted to make sure he didn't leave it short. A guard for Canada to use.
Yes.
As we
Stay on it real hard.
take our first look at Tyler Tardy.
No roll. Good.
He tries to stick around here. Just enough again.
Sorry. Oh, that's good. It was good. Perfect weight. Throw.
It's good. Just curling, eh?
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to curl that much. There's
The only
a
thing
run
that
and a
hasn't is mats.
What's that?
The only thing that hasn't is mats, really.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward first end here. Marco Hösli really only needs to remove this red stone from play. Would love to stick around though, just to force Canada to make a shot for the blank. And there you go. Last rock, first end.
Clean. Yep. Clean.
Just a blank attempt here from Tyler Tardy. A shot you'll
Good, buddy.
rarely see him miss, and he won't miss this time either. No points scored in this first end, but long way to go yet in this gold medal game.
Lager dus met de neger zeggen, dat is voor u. Ja, goed. Zijn?
Try to have hammer in 3. I think so.
Assume they're going to throw the center guard again.
Yeah.
We'll just go around.
Verder veel. 2, 3. Veel plaats. Oh, nee,
Drie.
super. Zet snel los. Ja, 3. Zet heel lang los. Engels goed. 3. 4 blijven. Ja. Ja, is goed zo. That's
That's all.
This in practice was pretty straight.
Okay.
Do you hate a hair more, though?
A hair more? I don't want to see a hair more.
No, ice speed.
I think that ice
I
is
think
good.
same speed should be
I
good.
meant ice, Matt.
Oh, yeah, same speed.
The centre guard a little bit closer to the rings this time for Switzerland. We'll see Alex Horvath try and come around again.
Looks good.
That's there.
In the first end,
I think it's good.
just
There.
5-6.
ended up over curling,
Line's
Line
good.
only.
Line only.
which led to a
Line's good.
very open end.
It's coming
Whoa.
off 5-6.
Over that guard a little closer, and
Wait only.
Horvath can
Wait,
find
perfect.
better line here. Might force Switzerland to play a draw as well.
Whoa. Oh, good.
This
good.
is looking real good. Horvath
Good. Real good.
has had really good weight control, especially yesterday in the semi-final. Had a tremendous game. Made it very hard for Norway to come back from the deficit created early.
Den går.
And when your lead can have that kind of controlled draw weight and put those rocks in key spots, it just creates the other team to be chasing pretty much the whole end, and the other team's shots become more and more difficult. And of course, when you can make your opponent's shots more difficult, they're more likely to miss, and the opposition's rocks become harder and your rocks become easier. That's what Alex and a good lead can do for a team.
Okay. Fresh is fine.
I don't mind fresh either.
Shouldn't curl much, eh?
This should run pretty straight, I would think.
We hear some different kind of weight calls from this Canadian side, fresh being one of them.
Easy fresh. Weight's
We
good.
got a refresher
Weight's good.
on what they were this morning
Yeah.
from Tyler.
Yeah, fresh, I believe was about a control weight, which you would hear from most teams. And it's funny, I asked Tyler, well, what's your normal? Like, what do you call normal? And he said, just normal. We're not crazy, I think he said, but I actually have rarely even heard this team use normal because they are so good at those quieter weight takeouts, sticking their shooter, rolling to key spots, and it's a big reason why they're here in this gold medal game.
And of course, just the ice conditions leaving you the option to really play that soft weight. It's been so consistent, you know it's gonna happen. As long as you throw it consistently, you can throw those soft weights. And like you say, just have a lot more control.
Yeah, you bring your sweepers into it so much more, and you know, even if you just hang a rock around as a biter somewhere, it creates issues for the other team.
I like that.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, we can do this.
Marco Höfti
I like a guard.
just over curling, catching that
My
center guard.
first thought was coming in somewhere, but I don't.
I don't mind this.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that.
Okay. Okay.
You guys like this?
Yeah.
I do
Can't
too.
imagine this is much slower right now.
No,
we
I
have
would
to
expect it to be the same.
give me
Red rocks in the rings there. Why wouldn't you throw
I don't think it's
a guard?
quicker.
Okay.
Thinking here, they
45.
have the last rock,
Yeah, I got
they
the
have
good
control
50
right now,
Yeah,
so if they
45, 50.
split the rings and put one back there, you'll see Switzerland walk up and make that double on the two rocks that are near the center line, and then Canada can hit and roll away, have the ring split and lie two without taking too much risk.
Mine's what do you think? All you.
If you throw a center line guard, you might see the Swiss run it in. You're grouping the rocks a little bit more, and then you don't really have anything to work with.
Uh-oh. No, can't. It's okay.
So getting separation, but also keeping that center line open.
Exactly. Make sure that you always have a shot for one. That's something that you always want to be thinking about as a skip when you're calling shots throughout the end is, what's my shot for one? Leaving staggered rocks in the middle sometimes can take away that shot for one.
44.
This one comes deep enough. There might even be a triple for Switzerland here. Catch that middle red thin enough, might spring onto that rock just thrown by Matt Hall. But not throwing huge weight here. Focusing on getting the first two here. This time Höfti undercurls, leaving two red counters for Canada.
Come on, Höfti.
As they look to find even more separation.
I got 14-2 on Marco's draw to this side in the first end. That went like back 8.
Yeah, I think the same or 2 feet less is perfect.
Okay. No more, eh?
Yeah.
You can hear Matt Hall timing his opponent as well. Just always keeping an eye on every rock that runs down the ice.
Okay.
I got a hair left.
Hair less,
Making sure they know
Weight's good,
the speed is
27.
everywhere at any time.
Line's good.
Yeah,
all you.
especially late in the game, you'll see these Canadian sweepers You'll probably catch them in the corner of your screen, following along even with their opponent's rocks, just to see how it runs near the end.
Yep, right back.
Back eight.
Right back. Right
You could
back.
get a time on something that says one thing, but if you follow it right to the end, you can see how it either glides or dies and just gives you much better idea as a sweeper.
Paul Tardy, coach of Team Canada, also the father of Tyler Tardy. He was on the very same bench a year ago when the boys picked up the gold.
What'd you get there? 47. I thought it was a shade less.
Must be a proud dad.
You can imagine he's very proud.
Yanis.
Yanis. Hard. 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 Fish. Hard. Okay.
Pick up here again. Yeah.
And we see Rolf Hösli,
If you flip like
also the coach
Yeah.
and also a father of the other Höslis on the team. We have Martin Rios on the right there.
if you slip a little deep, we'll try and
Several
get it even.
silver medalists from the Olympic Games.
50 is good.
Yeah,
50
50
is
should
good.
be real good.
Works at the junior program in Switzerland. Lots of tips and experience on the bench for both teams.
I like the throw.
It's not only about the players on the ice. There's a
There's
bit of staff and a bit of support that goes with it.
Yeah, especially at this age, to have those coaches there supporting you. For a lot of these players, I mean,
Really got
not
to go, Alex.
Tyler's back end, but for a lot of players out here, it's the first time they've been at a world championship or been in a big game like this, and to have the support of your coaching staff behind you, just making things easier on you. You have a lot less to think about as a player when you have great coaches like that, and you can just go out there and focus on making your shots.
Come on, Eames.
Canada, again, just trying to find maximum separation here. Should very well score their three. If they keep it up, Switzerland really needs to either try and group the Reds here to play a double or make that roll in behind the front stone. And this one's just hanging wide for Philip Hösli. Rolls out, just allowing Canada really to place their next one wherever they want.
Similar weights, just give us 2 feet more.
Yeah,
Okay.
You can get away with the same in this spot.
yeah. 2 feet more is perfect, though.
Okay.
Canadian team will always discuss the speed of the ice before they throw, and we've had some great speeds here this week. The ice has been quick.
Felt like 2 feet more.
Line's good.
Yeah, we've been seeing
Felt pretty good, guys.
usually 15
Line's
seconds.
good.
Same as Matt
We're
said.
there.
We saw
We're there.
maybe John Wall making a slight change yesterday to just keep the curl
Even
up.
with the red.
Maybe took a couple of feet off the weight. We see 14.6 just unswept to back of the T line. It's still rapid.
Yeah, so 15 seconds is still just fine, and
Same as the
even
practice
closer
kind
to
of
a
thing.
15.2, 15.5 when you use your sweepers.
Ja, dat mag ze naar daar.
Yeah, it's just been so good.
Ja. Eén nog keer. We hebben echt bij wedstrijd daar, want dat twee backs mee, hoor.
That's the tough part about
2, 3.
a long championship like this.
Out. Yep.
Some of the curl comes off the rocks when so many games are played and so many pre-game practices, evening practices. It's a lot of running on the rocks, but John Wall and his ice crew being able to control that and adjust accordingly every day to try and keep it the same.
And the big thing is that they've done that without having to retexturize the rocks. It's essentially they take sandpaper and run it on the bottom of the rocks to get some texture back, create a little bit more grab in the rocks, which makes them curl. They haven't had to do that this week. We've been at championships and seen championships where that's the only way it seems like they can get some more curl in the ice, and then all of a sudden the rocks change. All your notes from the whole week kind of go out the window, and it can be tough to adjust to rocks that have been just sanded. So really great of John Wall to be able to do that without touching the rocks.
A great shot here
Really nice.
by Marco Hösli. That's such an important shot to make here. Make that double, try and take that 3 out of the picture. And he's made some great ones this week. Bailed his team out of trouble with Quite a few run backs.
Yeah, we've seen him make both kinds of shots last night. Had to draw pretty much right on the button against Scotland to even get to this gold medal game, and was cool under pressure, made it no problem. So he's got all the tools in his toolbox.
Got there.
Yeah, I don't think you want to leave either of the skips this morning much.
Line's real good.
Just deadly accurate.
It's curling now. It's curling a lot.
No, no.
As you see Tyler Tardy just splitting the rings again here.
Sorry. Good.
Real good.
Keeps them perfectly level. No double for the Swiss.
Good. Good throw.
So they'll just have to hit the open one here. Concede the 2.
Kapit in rolle.
Elf!
Ja!
Ja! Elf! Ja!
Ja, doe det.
Hard! Hard! Ja! Ja! Hard! Hard! Ja!
Want to stick around here, not to leave an open draw for the 2. Just going to roll a bit too far.
I got 30. Okay. Same thrower, 4 feet less.
Yeah.
Well, did the main job, made that double on his first one to
Thrower a couple feet.
Yeah, same
To
thrower,
deny
a
the
couple
3.
feet less is real good.
Yeah, that's huge. You know that, the 2s happen pretty often. You can just get your deuce back, but that 3rd point is really big in a game. So big for the momentum for Switzerland to make that double, limit them to 2 here. It was looking like a 3 pretty much the whole end.
I got more.
Not there.
I got more.
I think you're all there.
Line's the same.
last
still be
stone.
okay.
Second end,
Think you're all
Tyler
there,
Tardy drawing the wing for 2. Sweeper staying right off of this one. Will
I think it should.
this sit in time for Team Canada? I believe it
Good.
will. Puts a tiny fright into sweeper Tyler Tardy, but also leaves them rested for the next one. 2-0 Canada leads it after 2 ends of play.
That one, so 14-8 and then 14-5.
Yeah, I got 4 feet more.
I like the kick. I just added way too much.
Yeah.
I think you can even kick a little less.
Yeah. To the wing, that spot's
Yeah.
real quick.
Okay.
Like
I
that.
think even to the center, that's still probably max.
Yeah, I would agree.
weight.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good end.
Sick.
Okay.
We can.
Line's good.
Line's
Don't
okay.
want to, yeah.
Over.
Gonna
5-6.
It's gonna over curl. Looks light.
I think so, Matt. Yep.
Yeah.
Hard, guys. Hard, guys. Sorry, I just didn't get that out to you.
Okay, be good.
You want more ice there?
No, I just didn't get that one out to you.
Canada scores 2, but also with that, they're giving away last one advantage to Switzerland. So now we get the chance to see what the Swiss can do.
You do see them throw a corner guard here right off the bat.
Hard. Yep.
Pretty good placement there.
Okay, just tight. Not a lot less, honestly.
Yeah, I'll give you 4 feet less.
Yeah, throw it well.
Could hear Horvath just saying, didn't quite get out to the broom for you there.
2-3 right now. 2-3.
Happened a couple of times for him.
Yeah, if anything, we were seeing him over curl a little bit yesterday, but his weight was still dead on, so it didn't create too much trouble. But what can happen if you're a little bit tight and it starts curling early, it does take that weight off a little bit, so likely part of the reason why he didn't get all the way to the forefoot there in his first one.
Good. Nice.
Good.
Good sweep.
I think your one's moving a little more.
Yeah,
anyway.
We did also overcurl the very first throw of the game in the first end. So I just have to watch that a little bit. You can see just with the curl here, being soft is a bit unforgiving.
Yeah, it's really the release. You can probably get away with being a little bit tight on the slide here on this ice surface as long as you use the release to get it out to the broom. That'll help it run straight for most of the sheet and make its break point late. But what happens when you don't have a positive release, or you are a little bit soft, as we say, is that the break point becomes earlier. It curls earlier, and of course, if it curls more, it's traveling a further distance, and that's why you see them come up short sometimes.
Do you hate an inch less?
Definitely see players
Looks good.
maybe even slide a bit tight on the brush on purpose consistently and just throw it back to get that delayed finish.
Yeah, especially players who play on arena ice a lot, they kind of get used to that kind of throw. They never want to slide wide because you know even if you're sliding wide, if you have to be soft to make it, it's going to curl really early on you.
Hard to it. Hard. Real hard.
See Matt Hall chasing this rock around the corner, but you know, you'll see still lots of curl coming towards the wings as well, as that just removes the corner guard from play, so violating that 5-rock rule, and the stones are back in place.
And there we do see John Wall. He's the chief ice technician here in Liverpool. He's created some great conditions for these players, and one thing I love about ice like this that we've seen is that it really does reward good throws. Sometimes you play on really straight ice that you can get away with, you know, being soft, or extremely curly ice that you can get away with really being super positive and not throwing it all that clean. But on this ice, if you're soft, it'll curl, and if you're too far back, it won't curl for you. And so it really rewards the teams who work hard on their technical side of the game and the teams who can throw it really well and really clean.
Looking to stack a couple behind this corner guard, but Hefty just coming up a little bit heavy. That might leave a double for Canada.
I like fresh.
I like fresh too.
Okay, throw good.
So what's the danger when you put all your eggs in one basket?
Yeah, grouping stones does always leave a chance for a double. Even if he made that, you would see Matt try the run back double. And the rocks are grouped together, but they did have a good chance to get one buried there. Just needed to get a little bit more curl.
Go on the yellow.
Well, just over curled on his first one there, Matt Hall. Maybe a slight overcorrection. It does move both yellows, but one does stick around back 8 for a second shot.
12. Wat te lenge.
Mention how Sterling, Middleton and Tyler Tardy can join in the exclusive club of going back-to-back wins, but for Switzerland they can also make history. Could be the first Swiss team to beat Canada in the final.
That would be pretty exciting for these guys.
Yeah, Switzerland, Canada, they've played 4 times in the men's competition for gold and lost all 4 times. The Swiss.
Don't hit a guard. Yeah, or just hit the
And that
back.
shot there for the Swiss, that was unfortunate. They just ever so slightly rubbed the guard, leaving it in play, and then just tickling the red rock over more into the forefoot. Just a centimeter on the other side, and they're in really good shape. They say it's a game of inches, but I disagree. I think it's a game of millimeters sometimes.
Whoa, hard if you like.
Yeah. need the metric system for
Weight's good.
explaining curling.
Yeah.
Clean. Yep.
Although we do talk in feet quite a lot when it comes to curl.
Yep, and sweepers also do in terms of speed. Often you'll hear them talk to their thrower about 2 feet more, 2 feet less, or whatever it might be.
Real good.
Well, the diameter of the houses are in feet.
The 12 foot and 8 foot, 4 foot. That's what all the rings are called.
Yeah, the 4 foot being that nice tartan circle we have.
Same as that hog line you see there, really tying in the Nova Scotian heritage.
If you look closely, of course, the 12 foot made up of the 4-point lighthouse, one of the sights to see here in Liverpool.
Great.
Now?
12, yeah. Same weight. Here more. 12. Yeah. 12.
So you have to just put that directional sweeping, trying to keep it straight. Doing the switch at the end to trying to get a little bit of curl past the guard as it sits, maybe just edge on edge. So Sterling Middleton needed to be a bit careful here. Never catch it high, might run it onto your own stones in the back.
Whoa, whoa. Yep. Same weight. Yes. Hard. Yep. Hard to it. Whoa. Matt. Get in there. Yep.
Good.
Such a controlled weight and such a controlled throw.
The side's much straighter, eh?
Line
The side's much straighter.
call and,
I thought that
and
looked
sweep
like
and
a lot
everything.
of ice, but yes. Hard. Yep. Hard to it. Whoa. Matt. Get in there. Yep.
Good.
You don't have to throw more weight than just to kill the rock.
No, and you saw Alex Horvath sweeping there. This team, both teams here have great sweepers. No sense in having them watch it the whole way down the sheet.
This looked like a bit of an inside-out throw from Philip Hersley just at release. Just set that one back a bit with quite a lot of rotation. That's not going to come back for you.
No, and significantly more weight too than we just saw Alex Horvath throw there. You'll see it here.
Like
Yeah, just don't wanna peek out
4 or 5
and
feet left.
Riding the center line a bit. Do throw it quite positive every time, but this one was just maybe a bit too much.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Like that?
I like a little more ice.
That looks good. Yeah.
Okay.
Just try to bite the 4, I
Stick out
guess.
that side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, half 4 is probably max.
Okay.
Good part for Switzerland is all those red rocks are behind the tee line.
Just like we want top 4 here.
The bad thing is there's a center guard.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
like 3 feet
Tyler
less
Tardy
than
can
your
put this
first
in
one
a
last
good
time.
spot here into the top of the 4 foot. You might see the Swiss have to play a run back on a Canadian stone into the
we'd rather
pile and
poke
see if
out
they can't open up the
Alex's
middle
side,
for
if anything,
themselves.
right? Okay.
Maybe a hair more.
Yeah, I like it
Yep.
more.
Half
there.
4.
Got there, line only.
Lines
Line's
are here
fine.
tight. Close. Yep.
Line only.
Line's fine.
Weight's good.
Line's getting tight. Yes. Hard line. Really got to go, Matt. Hard.
Sweepers not wanting to go for weight, but having to go for
Rolling,
line to get
yep,
past
yep,
the center guard here. You do get a little rub.
Sorry, guys. I just took off.
I always think we need more ice for him.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alex saying they think they need more ice for him. That would have been a different turn for Tyler, being a left-handed player, so sometimes they run differently than the rest of the teams.
I still like taking a little more.
Yeah, I think so.
We also just haven't seen as many draws come down that side of the sheet, so possibility that it's still a little bit fresher, hasn't been worn in as much. Caught some newer pebble and just curled.
It's me.
Good.
That's my shot.
Just think if you give us like 4 feet less in the kick, it's
Yeah.
money.
I need like mid 12.
Yeah.
Shot
En plaats.
Vooraf.
En op plaats.
Vooraf, voor 4.
Linie is goed.
Voor 4.
Hier bieden.
Dus die lijn.
Linie is super.
Binnen 4. Binnen 4. Binnen 4.
In de 4.
Binnen 4.
Lang in de 4.
Binnen 4.
Rustig. In de 4.
Voor de 4. Voor de
En
4.
op plaats. Janis. Janis, ja, mooi. Ja. Hard. Ja. Hard. 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 Ja. Dat is goed. Goed zo. Goed die lengte.
Not fully buried, but
I think we can get to
look
know
at that
so.
redstone back of the 8 foot.
Yours didn't move much.
That's
We just need to bump it out of the 8 foot.
trouble
What
now
else do you
for
say?
Canada.
Jamming 9 times out of 10.
I think it's better to make this. If
I don't
we
mind
dead
that either.
stick this top button
Yeah,
like
you either do that or you freeze.
Do you like this?
Yeah.
I think so.
I kind of like just throwing peel at it
Yeah, I
though.
think so.
Sorry?
I think so.
Yeah.
That should be
if we're able to dead
Thick
stick
half?
this top button,
Yeah.
it's a pretty
I think
tough
this will
score.
move up an inch.
Yeah, I think it will too.
Just get rid of it. Whatever way you like seeing.
Let's get throw peel at this.
Yeah. Yeah, just get rid of it.
Like half, thick half?
Yeah, half's pretty close. Then half.
Okay.
Because that redstone's the back 8, makes it harder to remove it on the out
3
turn.
hair less.
Yeah, and it's been running a little bit straighter maybe on that side of the sheet as well, so it's tough to get all the way to the nose of that yellow rock with any kind of weight to move it out. This is a pretty routine peel here for Tyler Tardy. Even if he spills everything, it's just a draw for 1 for Switzerland.
Just trying to remove this yellow. There we go. It's made. Real nice. And Canada
So I
sits
didn't want to
4.
back off.
Should have had you on. Should have had you.
No,
Yeah, just saying they could have actually swept that one, caught it a bit thinner, maybe stuck the red in the forfeit.
Yeah, those are always a little thinner than you think, actually, to stick them.
Good.
Would have had to hit probably a quarter to a third of that to stick it right there on the button, but does the job to remove it from play and leave just a straight draw for 1 here. Get the force in the third end.
Well, playing the same turn here, but the port looks a little bit scary. Ever a bit shy for weight or a little heavy here, you might be bringing one of those guards into play.
Yeah, if he didn't just throw it, I'd definitely say the other side looks easier. But maybe a little more comfortable. But like you said, they have to sweep it, and that's going to hold it straighter, and that brings that corner guard maybe into play.
Calling on Janis Spies to make it curl. It does curl enough. Now it's just about the weight to get it in to the forfeit. And it's made again by Marco Hösli. No problems there as they navigate past the guards against 4. Scores 1.
That's 50 house.
And that's the score. 2 shots to the 1 for Canada after 3 ends.
Dat is altijd goed. Ja. Ja, ik ben erop gekomen, ja. Ga niet verder.
First on ice warning, pass
Oké, is goed, dank je.
Drie is goed.
Get all, speel get all.
3. Duidelijk genoeg.
Duidelijk veel.
Duidelijk zeker goed.
Duidelijk veel.
Ja. Moest nog 4. Goed zo. Goed.
Really good.
Line's
got
good.
real close.
Weight's real nice.
Line's
5.
good. Yeah, a little bit.
Canada with last stone again
Fine,
here.
good.
Weight's good.
As
5.
expected,
Weight's perfect.
center guard
Roll
from
the
the
curl.
Swiss. again, Horvath having
Good.
perfect weight control.
Sorry, I told you I was going to throw the 5 first, and then I didn't.
Yeah.
Talking about the pair of rocks that Alex Horvath is throwing. Canada did get choice of rocks, but had to choose from just this sheet here. So sometimes you'll see in a final you can choose from other sheets and you make sure everyone has a good pair. But here, because there's another game going on, just choosing from the one sheet, so not as much opportunity to get those cutters or those maybe slower rocks out of your hand. So that's why he's talking about which pair he's throwing and which rock he's throwing. Help Tyler put the broom down in the right spot.
Hard. Go feet. Hard. Kaizo.
Just coming up a bit shy.
I like this.
Same weight,
Referee's
pretty much.
attempt.
Yeah.
50.
As we see the trophy that the teams are playing for this morning.
A little more.
Everyone wants to join that
I
club.
think it's okay.
It's hard when you're out there playing and out of the corner of your eye, you just see that silverware over there and all the medals out on the table.
Coming off a little.
You can't help but look at it. Hopefully you've practiced some strategies to put it out of your mind, but it can be really hard not to have that as a distraction when you're as a player out there.
Speaking about rocks, we did ask them why he wanted to play the red stones. They said all he wanted to do was play
Wear
with
the black jackets.
The black jackets, yeah.
There's the medals here. Definitely see that shine from the ice.
That's good. Whoa.
Of course, Canada did play with the red stones just yesterday as they beat New Zealand. So should have a good feel for the rocks coming into the game for the Swiss. They've only played the Yellow Rocks once, and it was back at the very first draw last Saturday.
Yeah, nose is
So
I like fresh.
might be a little tougher for them.
This will run real nice.
And that's where having those extra people on your bench can help. They've been scouting rocks all week, watching what other teams are
I think
throwing,
that's okay still.
going out there for late night practice, maybe chatting with the Swiss had 2 teams here, a women's and a men's team, so chatting with the other team to try to figure out the absolute best lineup for the Swiss team to throw these rocks, since they haven't played with them since a week ago.
Both teams had the option to practice last night after the semi-finals. I know the Canadians were out there. For the Swiss, they only brought their alternate out, Yves Stocher, and he, I believe, matched the stones for the Swiss as they went to bed early to get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, it's a tough trade-off. You want to throw your pair, make sure you're good with them, but at the same time, a good night's sleep before a morning game like this, maybe a little bit more important for some people, especially when you trust your alternate and your coaches. Of course, Mert Rios, like you said, an Olympic silver medalist. I'm sure he could go out there and help with the rock matching as well. So to trust your support staff like that, huge advantage.
Also, you do get that 9-minute practice again before the final, and you're not having to worry about drawing for hammer. So you might actually be able to have a look at your stones in that pre-game practice as well.
If you roll under, that's
For sure, 9 minutes is actually a long
can't really
time
roll
to
behind T now.
throw some stones out there. Should have a good idea.
Little less.
Please.
Whoa.
Whoa. Close.
Whoa.
Little less weight.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoa. Sterling.
Sterling. Whoa.
Sterling, go. Right over. Go.
Looking to make the roll. Wow. Perfectly buried in behind those center stones.
Good, buddy.
Well, he's good with the peels, but those touch shots as well.
Yeah, that rock was getting a little bit too high in the rings, another nose, and you probably weren't in. And if you were, you might have left a double there. So choosing to play the roll and making absolutely no mistake there, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yannis. Hard. Hard.
Doesn't make contact here, Philip Hösli.
Well, he really wanted to rattle something around there, at least make the double peel.
Same I threw in the second.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Both
50 money.
Philip and Sterling Middleton here, youth Olympians, played at the Youth Olympics in 2016 in Norway. Middleton picking up gold with Tyler Tardy. Philip Hursley also picked up gold in the mixed doubles competition, but also bronze in the team. So they know each other well already at this young age. They've played each other a few times.
Should be good.
Sure, they'll be playing each other for years.
Yep. Good. Out of way. Good.
Again, a chance for Canada to sit 3.
Come on, V.
That's how they scored their 2 in the second. Started spreading rocks around. Need a good one here from Philip Hursley, the Swiss. Wow, runs it right past.
And Jungs.
That is trouble now for Switzerland.
We've seen that a lot this game from Switzerland. An undercurl, then an overcurl, or heavy and then light. Probably just over adjusting a little bit. Players might be trying to just do too much with their throw. Just allow the skip to put the broom down and make the adjustment. What happens often is a double correction. The skip just saw you undercurl and you might tighten up the broom for that, and then the player also changes their throw, and then it's the double correction
Should be real close.
causes you to miss on the other side.
Matt's in.
So it's a good thing to check in if the throw is okay and they're just going to tighten up the broom, or if they want to see a different throw.
Just
It's pretty close to center.
Oh, no triple. It's got to sit for a lot of weight then. That's good.
Good. Real good. That
buddy.
didn't curl a whole lot.
No, I thought you were more positive with that throw than the last one.
Yeah, I thought I kicked lighter.
Ik heb 7-8 in. Out. Goed. Nose is okay.
Ja, kom maar Marco.
We talked about a couple of options here, one being the triple on the 3 rocks that are kind of surrounding the 8-foot, the other being the double on the 2 in the middle and maybe catching the side of the right-hand rock.
This is where you often maybe throw a little extra weight and then maybe not get your line correct. You're just so wanting to kill as many reds as possible. But Marco Hursley's made some of these shots all week. Really needs a couple more to stay in this game. This one, just over curling, is just going to jam. Really needed to get 2 there.
Where do you go? Could freeze to that red.
I don't even mind hitting the yellow.
I'm not a fan of that. This is really bad if we're a hair light.
The only other thing I see is like side 4, literally.
We don't need to hit it. We could just draw there too.
I don't hate hitting the yellow.
Yeah.
The only other thing I see is like side 4 in line with the other reds.
Probably all
It's just hard not to leave him something. I don't mind hitting
I
that.
just don't want to leave him something to get these 2 out, like with the shooter.
Okay, I don't mind hitting the yellow if you like
Yeah,
that.
I think that's the call.
Yeah, you saw my fresh off the line in 3.
I like that. Sure.
Fresh.
Yep.
Like that ice.
We basically saw this shot on
That's
mine.
moved up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's okay then.
Unless you're thinking more.
yeah.
A little more than that.
Like
Okay.
close to max
Yeah.
ice. How's
That
that
should
look?
be close.
Okay.
Looks like max.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of weight?
Fresh.
Okay. Yeah, you saw mine kind of took its time to get over there in 3, right?
Yeah,
That
it
should be max.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
max. 'Cause if
I
you
like
roll big,
max.
you roll big. It's
Yeah.
no biggie.
That should hit 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear that even before Tyler makes his way to the hack. The front end is discussing, not only wait for the draws, but the ice for hits.
Clean.
Yeah, I asked Tyler about that in his interview yesterday, how that helps their team, having everyone with that input, and he acknowledged how well all 4 players out
Really
there
gotta
reading
go,
the
man.
ice
Hard to
and
stick.
helping him out with that.
Real hard.
Was it slightly
Pretty
thinner
good.
than he was hoping to do?
That's good, the double jams.
Yeah, I wanted to go a hair more and
Yeah.
maybe.
Pretty good.
I think that's still
Not
good.
sure if it lines it up too well for Switzerland, even with that roll though.
If Switzerland has to, if they wanted to make any kind of triple, I'm not sure that that's there, but they might be able to make a double and a little bit of a roll to at least make it tougher for Tyler Tardy to get his
Kind of
three.
roll to a good spot. Yeah, triple's not there, see? No.
Yeah, double these two rocks in the forefoot.
Yeah.
And if you can ever roll right on top of that red stone on the left, maybe set for second shot, you might force Canada to just draw for their 2.
Yeah, and a 2 here would be a huge win for this Swiss team. Looking at 4 on their Skip's last rock. Marco has had a great game so far. Needs another good one here to get his team out of some trouble.
Oh!
Oh!
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah,
Go hard, Lefty.
Go. Yeah, hard. Shoot it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, makes a double, doesn't make the roll.
That's good there.
Leaves an open hit to score 3
I don't mind the hair more. That looks
for
good.
Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good there.
Hair more still, or is that close?
I think that's good.
Hair less.
Okay, so hair less should be perfect.
Like that or hair more?
I don't mind a sliver more.
Hair more.
You
Okay.
threw this in the.
I like that.
last
I think,
end.
yeah, I think the first one looked okay, but this should still be good for fresh.
Okay.
Fairly straightforward shot, but quite often these are the shots that count the most, the ones for the extra point.
Yeah, this is a huge point here, and these will be the ones that get away from you a bit. You know, you already have your 2 points in the bag for sure if you make contact, so lose focus a little bit,
Yes, you want
but
it, Alex?
Yeah, right to it.
this should be okay. If anything, it's over curling, and he has quite a bit of house to roll to on this side.
And Horvath keeps it straight for his skip. Canada scores 3 and jump ahead 5-1
Good end, buddy.
after 4 ends and this
Great end,
gold
guys.
medal game.
Good throw, Tyler. Nice sweep.
Keep it up, boys.
Yeah, stay focused.
Are we still just one in?
I almost don't mind 2 in because they're always going.
Just going around the corner, yeah.
Yeah.
In our bronze medal game here this morning, Scotland with a steal of 3 there in the third end leads to a 4-1 lead. Playing the 4th. Scotland, of course, playing Norway, who both lost their semifinals yesterday, playing now for bronze.
Keep going then.
I think we're just a 3, Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, sit.
Okay.
Okay.
I went to go add and it got caught on my finger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a 47. I was
I
just a weird throw.
just got stuck in my hand.
Okay.
Put the head up.
Hey, don't
That was really great feedback there. A lot of teams use split times, which is your kick speed. But if you live and die by the number you see on your stopwatch, you can get pretty confused. Matt there had a number that made sense to him that should have been in the rings, but Alex letting them know that he really didn't have an ad there on his release that he would normally have, so that's why it curled and died on him, and at the end they just went for plan B to keep it out of the rings and use it as a guard.
Okay, throw well.
You really have to use your eyes too and not just the numbers.
That's tough sometimes if you're used to giving it
That's
that
better.
add. If you
Still
just
not heavy.
come out
Mine's good.
full hot out the hack,
Five,
it's still
six,
hard
weight's real
to,
nice.
Mine's good.
Looks really
to
good.
pull back without maybe being all soft.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I drop my knee. If I've kicked too hard, I put a knee down and slow myself down so that I can
Mine's good.
still add on release, because that we call it killing it. You kill it on release. You don't have an extension. You can kick really hard and kill it out of your hand, and it just doesn't go anywhere for you. Your sweepers have no chance whatsoever. So always better to, if anything, kick a little slower than you need, and you can adjust on release. It's really tough to go the other way. Easier for your sweepers to read as well.
Yep. 12, 3. Yep.
Makes a nice come around here. Morvath.
Yep. Hard.
This is the
Länger.
Switzerland. And Janis Spies.
Yep. Linie
Trying to come around his
Yeah.
own corner guard. Huge sweep by Hefty and Hersley. And the other Hersley coming out. The brothers now trying to bring this just to the 12 foot.
Yeah. You can probably dig it out and roll there.
I can see half, like, I can see a
then,
thin
yeah.
half.
Give her.
Pew's good.
Hair more than you gave us in the third end here.
Okay.
Just a sliver though. You were close.
Just a sliver.
We did confirm before the game Pew is about a hack weight. Just looking for a quiet
Weight's
takeout here
good.
to try
All
to
there.
control the shooter.
Weight's good.
Close.
Whoa.
Firm.
And because it's in the rings, you're allowed to remove this yellow from play.
Hard, Alex.
Hard.
Real hard.
Real hard, go.
Hard!
Hard. Go, 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 go.
Hard!
Good.
Okay, that's fine.
Just enough
That's good.
to kick it at the house.
Tripping hazard.
Yeah, I think that was maybe just a little overthrown.
Just like firm Pew.
Just a sliver heavy, yeah.
Gute Länge spielen.
Jetzt aufwärts.
Oder 4.
Von der 12.
Platz.
Von der 12.
Oder 8.
Von 8. Länge ist sehr gut. Von 8.
Oder 8.
Von
Oder 4.
4. Von der
Oder
4.
4. T-line. T-line. In de 4.
4.
4.
Yep. Hard.
Go hard, T.
Bis
Go
da
hard.
hinten.
Go, go,
Ja.
go, go, go.
Weiter hard. Oder?
Same way.
Yep. 4-0.
Same throw. I'll give you less
Same
light.
weight. Yeah.
Second attempt at bearing around this corner guard still doesn't quite get there.
Yeah, same weight's perfect.
Either tighten up the broom, or maybe next time they could try the other side. They might see a little more curl on the other side. Seems like they're just struggling to get buried behind this one.
Little
Same
lap.
weight.
Little lap.
Three.
Yep.
Yep. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa,
Close.
whoa.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Hard.
Yes.
Real hard.
Hard.
Shoot or anything.
Hard any roll.
Gotta go.
Good boy, Matt. Great shot.
Ich glaube, kannst gleich schnell
4
spielen.
ist gut.
Mittlere.
3, 2, 3.
Linie gut. Lauf
Drei.
lang, Jungs.
Good Platz.
3.
Ja.
Voor de 12, 3.
Go, boys. Lauf
Ja.
lang. Nur 3.
Hard.
3.
Nur 3.
Om met 3.
Hard. Yep. Neben der.
Copy.
Okay.
Just light there
Really? You don't like
from
ripping the
the
corner
Swiss second.
Okay.
Really lucky
think
they
he's
didn't
really gonna
stagger
get the
those
chance
two
to
guards.
use it, is he?
Actually, at least they
I might
can
not,
still maybe
Split
use
center.
that yellow one for a run
Either
back.
that or peel the corner.
I don't think he's using the corner at this point.
I would agree.
Let's throw a guard then.
Can I make that out turn draw through the two yellows?
We can make the draw. I guess, yeah.
You
true.
like the intern?
I don't mind the out turn.
I think we wanted like split center, like a
Just
2.
split center.
Is that max ice for splitting center?
No, I don't think that's max.
No?
No.
The side's a little straighter, so you might have to wait a bit.
Yeah, we won't kill it early.
What's
I'd rather
this?
guard the
60,
red,
I think, is
if
good.
anything.
65
60,
even?
65.
Okay.
So when you're 4 up in a game, normally you might look to peel your opposition's corner guard, but Is it because they're sitting 2 and it's pretty late in the end? They,
Wait if you can.
they choose to switch gears?
Yeah, Tyler's point was that they don't think that they're going to be able to use the corner guard at this point. If they played a draw behind it, like you said, Canada will still be sitting 1 and 2 buried behind 2 guards. So at this point, they're just going to try to take any run back opportunity away from Switzerland. And now you see with this guard going up, the Swiss have to make some kind of run back just to get these rocks out of the rings.
Nice. Kom op hier. Aan de jongens.
Yeah, these runbacks haven't been accurate enough for the Swiss.
Yep. Hard. Yep.
Been throwing quite a lot of them. Here we go, much better from Philip Hösli.
Yeah, nice shot, and I think Tyler's thinking there. Run back was made perfectly, and now Canada still has 2 in the middle that they can bury behind and keep that pressure on Team Switzerland. So that also played into their decision to switch gears and throw that guard.
Yeah, Switzerland, they were never leaving a yellow in the house with their next one. Key for Middleton to keep this one in front of the tee line.
Yeah, that would be the only out for Switzerland here. Coming a little bit deep and leaving a freeze.
Line's good.
Close line.
Line's great. Wait only. Yep.
Get her in there, Matt.
Hard, boys, get it there.
Hard, guys.
Go. Hard.
Real good.
Good, buddy. Good spot.
Very nice draw.
Really nice, actually overburies it behind those 2 guards. So
40.
really tough for Switzerland to remove that stone without playing a double run back of some kind.
They've been doing that a bunch.
Okay.
That's just a tricky
Also daar wordt niet erin.
Dan gaan ze brood doen.
Weet je wat? Voor zo.
Throw. Ja,
Gaat thuis recht
hebben. Ja. De rol wil je maken.
Daar blijft hij.
Ja, ik had die vast niet. Maar moet je even recht de linie wezen.
Ja, is goed. Kom aan.
Gaan de jongens, dat maken we.
Playing the draw here on the out turn.
Oh. Looking at the way that hole is staggered, it's a tough draw to get by both guards and not over curl once you get into the house.
Does curl a bit less here. Remember back when Marco Hösli drew for the 1 through the port, very similar shot.
Yeah, they can certainly use the 1 back for a little bit of backing, but
Shaves that corner guard. And definitely needing to use that back red. That's pretty good. That's shot stone for Switzerland.
yeah, kind of had to play that weight to actually get it through the hole and not over curl, and works out well for them to get shot.
Lots of room.
Just scraping this outside guard here.
We could throw mint if you like too.
No, I think we know what Fresh is doing a bit better.
I think fresh is good. Yeah, just roll half rock.
Make the roll fresh.
Fresh or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nose is probably fine too.
Oh, yeah.
Like that ice?
I do. I thought it was minimum, but I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
so
that's.
I thought an inch more was max.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's okay.
Okay.
Little solid.
Whoa then. Clean.
Whoa.
Little solid.
Whoa. Close.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoa.
Yep. Hard.
Whoa, no roll.
Sit.
Real good.
Perfect.
Hit and roll onto the button.
Real good, bud. Good throw.
The hair too far, hey?
Yeah.
And that's how perfect these guys are trying to play here. Tyler's disappointed in himself because he feels he rolled a hair too far, maybe leaving a freeze opportunity for Team Switzerland, but Manyev's pretty happy with this shot here.
Sit.
Real good.
But I'm sure it's that perfectionism that's gotten them this far. Doesn't matter if they're up 4 or down 4, they're still playing with the same intensity and wanting to make every shot as precise as possible.
Aan de jongens.
Didn't win every game this week. Didn't win every game last year either. Obviously saving a little bit of energy and playing better as the week has been progressing, but all you really need to do is make it to the playoffs and then play your best games in the semi-final and final.
Yeah, with the format here at the World Junior Championships being the 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3 semifinals, we don't see the page playoff like you see at some championships where it's a huge advantage to come first or second because you get a second life in the playoffs. Here, all these teams are so good once you get in the playoffs. It's not like coming first gives you a huge advantage. You're still playing a great team that came fourth. A lot of the teams really close in their records.
Switzerland coming up short.
Well,
maybe like push it in. And
I guess he wants to try a hero shot, have at her.
Do you think he has the draw to the pin?
He's got this now.
I know. Oh,
he's got.
Do you think he can ever get enough of the yellow?
no.
Do you think he can ever get enough of that yellow to move both reds
No.
far
Do
enough?
you think he's ever
I
playing?
think this is his only shot.
Do you think he's playing
Well,
that?
he has this one
Or
over
that
here,
one.
too.
Well, that's not for 2, Max.
That's
just for
real
1.
hard.
Do you
That's
think
tough.
he's playing this for 2? Because he could just do this then.
Yeah.
Well, I think blocking the draw is probably most
Do we
important.
ever
draws
worry
for 1
about? Well, I guess if it does stick and roll in,
He's got a lot for 1 and not much for 2, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm fine with giving him 1 though.
Are we
the force
okay
is
with,
great.
Yeah, if we're good at the force, I don't mind.
I'm
if it
good with
roll.
the force, so I think
I love
like
throwing
that.
peel and trying to make this.
Yeah.
Whatever weight you
Are
like.
we worried about that? Would we rather throw fresh so it hits the wall first?
I don't think you could ever jam that, and I think with peel, I don't think you could ever jam that and leave it in the spot.
I
leaving him a
really
shot
like
for
just
2.
peel.
I don't mind that.
Even if you do dead jam it, it's
Yeah.
still only for 1.
I think so. Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah. Yeah, we should have tons of room by that. And if it catches it, well.
This isn't even that easy for 2, though, Tyler. Like,
I don't think it's really worth it, though.
he's got to hit it. Like, he doesn't have much room. He can only get to
Well,
here.
the problem is he's going to have to play it if we block that, right?
You don't think this one's easier?
No, definitely not.
I think this is.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he likes his out turn there.
I think this is the best
Sure.
shot.
Okay,
If he wants
I
to
like
draw
this.
for 1, let him, right?
Yeah.
I think this is the only thing I see for 2.
Is this showing your opponent a lot of respect?
For sure, this is they're looking at taking away an angle run double that Switzerland would have for 2 points, but it really is the only opportunity Switzerland would have to score 2 points. So they're looking to take this away and get the force. Although this is also the only way you could ever maybe do something wrong. It is peel weight. You never know. It's a little bit of a positive throw. Although it looks pretty good. You're actually trying to get 2 things out of this. Remove this yellow, maybe stick the shooter, and also take the draw away.
Yes.
Wow.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite take the draw away for Switzerland. A mature call, you think?
Oh, man.
Just looking at the scoreboard.
Yeah, they all 4 of them said that they were fine with the force, which is true. It's the 5th end. You have Hammer up 3 playing the 6th end. They just didn't want to leave anything for 2, especially sometimes you leave the other team those hero shots, as you heard Tyler call them, for 2 points. They really are left nothing else.
Yeah, it's extreme.
Kind of don't want to
Yeah, I
leave those
guess
for
it,
another
looking
team.
now
The
it's
momentum
thinner
shift would
at
be
second glance than I thought.
pretty big there for the Swiss to make that shot.
The last comment from Tardy is, if we throw the guard on the draw, that's the only shot we're going to leave them.
Exactly.
You're kind of forcing him to play it this way. They leave the draw, but the draw's not a gimme at all. They need to get to the pin. You can just barely see that little black dot on the button.
And
that's what they need for the 1.
There's a rock in the top of the 8-foot there that's even over on the wrong side of the center line if you're the Swiss team trying to get around it. This is tough.
Still steals 2 this way for Canada. Need to get in there for at least for a second to stay in the game. Past the center guard, past this yellow top 12, but it's heavy and it goes all the way past, and it will be that steal of 2 for Team Canada. They are running away with this game. As we head into halftime, it is a 7-1 lead. Maybe a good time for the Swiss to have a break and regroup. They're going to need it. Second end, after blanking the first, Tyler Tardy with a chance to draw and score 2.
Good.
Good.
It does sit in time for the deuce.
That one, so 14-8 and then 14-5.
Forcing Switzerland to score 1 in the third, taking us to the fourth. Tyler Tardy again with a chance to score.
Good.
This time for 3. And a 5-1 lead.
Nice sweet. Keep it up.
In the fifth end, Canada sitting 2. Marco Hösli needing to cover the pin for a single. Gets past the top, but slips too far. Canada with a strong hold on the game, 7-1 after halftime.
In our bronze medal game, Scotland has a 1-point lead over Norway, leading this game 4-3. Scotland does have the hammer in the fifth end.
And just great planning around the ends here where you didn't throw a guard, you just put him in the house. That's not their game. You got him hitting, that's not their game.
Yeah. I thought maybe I should listen to you.
Aww, what a guy.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good.
He was getting a close-up, so I changed it to show off the BC Juvenile, or BC Junior water bottle.
Shout out to BC.
You always need to cause a ruckus, eh?
It's pretty much a troublemaker. Ich kann kügeln, dass wir die Winkel für uns haben, dass wir gute Positionen haben mit diesem Stein, dass wir Druck machen können. Und wenn es hinter den Corner geht, nicht geht, direkt, dann tut man halt vielleicht mit einem Wick genug rausrollen und hat gleichzeitig noch in der Mitte dann so ein Täppchen, wo man den Weg frei macht. Und jetzt müssen wir Lösungen finden für das. Und dann coole Situationen schaffen, 2, 3 coole Steine spielen. Und dann sind wir mit einem 2er, 3er, 4er, 5er plötzlich wieder dran. Und dann fighten wir. Die zweite Hälfte gehört uns.
Looking at the stats here through the first 5 ends of this game, Canada playing an incredible game, especially considering it's a gold medal game. The nerves not getting to them at all. If anything, this pressure has made them bring their A game, outplaying the Swiss 89% for Team Canada to 73% for the Swiss. And it's just been those hits again. A lot of runbacks having to be called for the Swiss. Very difficult shots in there, just on the wrong side of them. Not much left for the Swiss skip at the end of the end. And Canada leads 7-1 through 5 ends.
Good.
Mine's good.
Mine's good.
I wouldn't say like there, but it's
Mine's good.
there.
I wouldn't say light.
Yeah. Weight's real nice.
Mine's good. Split the forefoot.
Yep.
I like that throw.
Yeah.
Jeez,
7-1, Canada leads Switzerland in this gold medal game. World Junior Curling Championships 2019. We're in beautiful Liverpool, Nova Scotia, here in Canada. I'm Sander Ulvåg, and I'm joined by the lovely Laura Walker. Any way back for the Swiss here?
There always is. This is curling. especially with this 5 rock rule now, anything can happen. We did see Canada a couple of games last night, even in their semifinal game earlier in this week. They had a pretty large lead through the first 5 ends, and the other team hung in there, scoring a multiple score, little steals here and there. It's definitely not over till it's over. There's still 5 ends left in this game, and Canada will need to dial in and focus more than ever to make sure they don't lose control.
I got a hair less.
I think
It's okay though. Wait if you can.
4-5. Wait's
Wait
real,
if you can
real
for
nice.
line.
Wait's good.
Lots of room.
Yeah, Matt's in for
4-5.
It's gonna be Matt's
We're
rock.
there.
You
We're
got
almost
lots of
frozen.
room.
Almost to the red.
No.
Can we go by it?
No, then.
Yep.
Sterling, yep.
Yep. Hard. Hard, go.
Jeez.
That's all right.
Sorry, Alex.
I didn't get
Erst drüber. Linie gut. Drüber. Auf die Linie. Öfti.
Eng ist gut.
2.
Eng ist sehr gut. Ein mehr als eins. Zwei mehr als eins. Kannst du noch ein bisschen.
Öfti ab.
Ja. Ja, hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Good.
Gut so.
added a little bit more there. Or?
Maybe a sliver more positive.
Okay.
Like 3 or in.
Definitely the slide was a little less.
I kind of like 3.
I like 3.
Really tight.
Yeah, if
You're in, that's fine.
If we slip in, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
50,
It's probably like
55.
55-60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 60 on your second one
Okay.
there, so I
Chance
think
to
60
win
was just a clean release.
gold on home soil for Canada. Not a lot of teams have had the pleasure. Last time was David Hamblin in 2002. It's happened on 2 other
Wait's
occasions.
real nice. 3.
We need to go back to 1983. John Bass
Sterling, just go.
won
right
in Medicine Hat.
We're top 8.
And Bill Jenkins
go
back in
top 12.
77 in
Lots
Quebec
of weight.
City.
Top 8.
Might feel a little bit of extra
red.
pressure as a
Positive
Canadian
red.
team playing at home in Canada. Might have led to a few
not
less
bad.
gold medals than
not
you
bad.
see when they're playing internationally. But these guys playing really well here. I'm sure it'd be pretty special to be here with a lot of their family and the fans. Just a once-in-a-lifetime feeling that they may never get again. And I hope that they really cherish this moment out here and dial in for these last 5 ends to take this one home and do it at home. Pretty fun.
Well, the last time Canada did host the juniors, it was back in Vancouver in 09, test event for the Olympic Games the year after. And Canada did lose that final, skipped by Brett Gallant. Denmark winning gold that year, Rasmus Stjerna.
3.
Everybody throw it good.
Are we going for both of them or just the one?
Just one's fine.
Okay.
Only 7 nations have won gold at the World Juniors for the men. And no surprise that Canada's on top with 19 gold medals, followed by Scotland with 10. Very dominant.
Yeah, 2 countries with a lot of
Good throw, buddy.
curling history and heritage. But as we see curling grow at the Olympics and grow worldwide, I'm sure the number of international medals outside of Canada and Scotland will start to grow here over these next few years. The gap has certainly closed.
Yeah, a nation was just recently added to the list when Korea won at home in Gangneung, in the Olympic venue, 2 years ago. I'm sure we'll see
Backline.
more and more
Zwei mehr als Backline.
winners from other nationalities
Hard.
in the future.
Yep. Hard.
But this morning,
Gut.
2 nations with a lot of curling history, Switzerland and Canada.
Do you hate just ripping it out?
So it's just
We
made
could
a
peel it
pretty nice
too.
shot there to create a
don't mind
wall of
sticking it
Canadian
Yeah, I don't
stones.
mind peeling it.
Leave the
Peeling
shooter
it?
in front.
I'd prefer to peel it.
Yeah, if you stick around like roll to center line, that's fine.
Okay.
Canada recognizing it's a difficult stone to remove, so they'll just peel this back one. If it's not there, it can't score. And the Swiss still have to remove 3 red stones before they even can score. So Canada's going to let the Swiss make the tough ones here with a 6-point lead.
Good, buddy.
Ja.
4-2. 4-2 ist gut.
Gut. In der 4, in der 8. In der 8. In der 4. Nein, ist gut. In der 4. Vor der 4. Gut, vor der 4. In der 4. Platz. 4 Line. In der 4. 4 Line in der 4. In der 4. In der 4. In der 8. Nein, ich muss noch weit. In der 4, in der 8. In der 4. Und runter. Schimmer noch. Janis, wenn du kannst.
Oh, warte.
Ja, kannst. Stell da hinten. Ja. Weit. Ja, weit. Musst weit. Okay. Gut.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I was almost thinking fresh.
Yeah, you have almost all of it.
Okay. I have the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, roll into the reds. If you roll out, that's fine.
Yeah, out's the miss.
Okay, yeah, that's max ice.
I would agree.
I think it looks good.
Okay. Tyler's didn't move a lot in 4.
Okay.
Players talking about seeing max ice that Tyler's put down. Probably by design here from Tyler. He knows that the miss is to, if anything, roll this one out of the rings. Doesn't want to stick around or stick behind the corner and give the Swiss something to work with. So when you talk about the tolerance of a shot, you often just think about the thrower, making sure they're on the right side of the weight or the right side of the broom. But there's also that to think about as a skip, putting the broom down for your team, knowing what side you can be on and maybe icing appropriately.
No, I did too.
Ja, Fitzler zo. Ja.
Weight was pretty close. Yeah, it was probably better than mine there.
Ja. En in rolls. Wie snel? 13. Jo. Neem nog weinige.
Das geht halt fast nicht.
Ja, eben. Wirst du von innen brauchen, Jungs.
Ja.
Getting pretty late in this end. Now the Swiss will have to start removing some of these Canadian stones.
12.
They want to have a chance at scoring multiple points to score here in the 6th end.
Janis. Hard. Ja. Best. Hard. Hard. Best. Janis. Ja, Janis. Hard. Ja. Hard. 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 Roll. Schöne. Sehr schön. Come on, boys.
Schöne. Beautiful.
Really nice there.
I like that. For 3, we could just guard.
Is das 12 out?
But still only 3rd shot.
It's either
so
this or this.
A little bit of work to do yet for the Swiss.
I think
Another one in here.
I like pick it clean.
The only thing is, like, there's kind of a wired triple here for him.
Well,
Maybe.
Well,
We're up 6.
pick it clean. If you touch the yellow on the way by, then we just have a hit on our last one, right?
I don't think we want to touch this.
I don't think
Okay,
we do
we try
either.
and pick it clean,
Let's
make
pick it.
him do something. We probably have a double.
Yeah, just pick's
I guess
good.
we give up 2 max this week.
Yeah. You like this?
Yeah.
Matt Hall, the out-of-towner.
I got a third
Moving
is
to
fine, or-
British Columbia
Probably
from
a
Ontario
little
to play with this
Okay.
team. Here in a World Final now. That's moves worked out pretty well for him.
I've been living in the basement of the Tardy family since September. That's quite the commitment.
From the Tardys too. Bring someone into their home
Yeah.
for that long.
No, man, no.
Whoa.
Does need to hit this thin. Maybe keeping that in mind a little bit back on his release. But no problems there.
It's been so accurate with those type of shots. Tyler Tardy, the slashes and the clean picks, the peels.
Yeah, and I really liked Canada's thinking there on that one. They're sitting 3 right now. A rock that's not in the rings can't score. They have a 6-point lead. Yes, they might have some sort of triple here on these reds that they can play right now. But then you have a wide open shot, maybe a double if at worst you hold them to 2. And you still take a pretty large lead into the rest of this game. So that'll be key for Canada to make sure they're just limiting the points. A 2 is just fine here. No need to take any risks.
Machst du nie 2? Ja. Ich glaube, wenn 2 willst, musst du nie da so etwas. Also probieren wir so. Aber
Wie bringen wir die zwei dann raus? Ach, nie. Was sagst du zu dem?
Ich meine, wenn du schnell nachher
Schnell.
machst, wie weit schaut es der?
Recht weit. Der da?
Ja.
Nicht weit, glaube ich. Vielleicht schon. Weißt du, wenn wir schnell so machen?
Verlierst du den Shooter, ne?
Ja, weiß nicht.
Der
Wenn du zuerst auf der gehst, ist auch nicht schlecht, oder?
Okay, ja, wir können probieren. Der ganz dünn.
Ja.
Vielleicht irgendwo da liegt.
Ich glaube, du musst so wischen.
Also.
Dass er so 2/3 auf dem ist. So ist es.
Machen wir?
Der Rot ganz dünn.
Rot dünn.
Wenn er den gelben Nase nimmt, ist auch okay. Der Rot ist halt hinten.
Okay. 80.
Ja.
Throwing a bit away here. Marco Hösli.
Yeah, I think Marco knows that if he just jiggles these around one more time, you'll see Canada guard. So does need to remove some reds here.
Just over curls, catches the red first, and the shooter just kind of goes around the horn a bit, spins up and out, just leaving that yellow lonely in the forfeit.
That was why that was such a great call by Team Canada to pick that one clean. Sure, there was a shot here if he made it, but it was very difficult, and what he just did kind of more likely to happen than not. So now Canada has a wide open hit to force the Swiss.
I'm wondering if we should even never let him blank at this point.
I don't hate it.
Thought.
Your stats probably don't show anything.
I kind of like a force here, which is better.
Doesn't
Well,
say.
it doesn't show.
Okay. Oh, right, true.
I think a force
I think
is
a
fine.
force is pretty big. Get the hammer back.
Yeah.
Little roll Matt's way then.
Yeah, roll like a rock or two my way.
Yeah.
Talking about stats, I wonder if they have a sheet of statistics for the different scenarios for their team.
Yeah, they might, knowing the statistics around being up one without or down one with, and certain ends can help them make decisions around blanking, taking one. But I think they're doing the right thing here. The hammer is so important. They've just done a great job
Really hard,
to set this end up for a force. You'd hate to let them blank, then all of a sudden the Swiss get something cooking in the next end
Good.
for a 2-3 point score. I think the hammer is king in these scenarios.
Good sweep. I'm just thinking because we've been all over them when they've had hammer.
Well, my only thought is like, we've got the force.
Yeah.
By letting them keep the hammer, he just gets another chance to maybe get a 2 or 3 setup.
I was just
right?
thinking because he's never had a chance to score 2 this game yet.
I know, but I'd rather shut them down now.
As long as we put a point on the board next set, we're fine.
We put a point on the board in the next 4, 5 ends.
I hope not.
I love how much Canada is thinking about the situation, but maybe overthinking it a little bit. Either the blank or the force there. You either have a 6-point lead without the hammer or a 5-point lead with the hammer and only 4 ends left to play. So neither situation bad, but again, hammer is just so important. Don't give the Swiss another chance to get something cooking here.
4-8. Sollte perfekt sein.
The draw coming down nicely here for Marco Hösli. They score. It's just not the figure they were hoping for. Just a single. Will trail Canada.
Really good.
By 5.
Put on the board is probably looking pretty good. Yeah, I just thought like we just killed his hammer there so well. Yeah, I was just thinking like he hasn't had a chance to score a deuce yet, so yeah.
Ja, wir müssen sicher etwas machen. Ja.
Wir müssen etwas machen.
Du machst etwas spielen. Zuerst das 3, oder? Ja. Und hoffen, dass wir irgendwann rundum können. Ja. Nein, aber in die Mitte geht es schon so mehr.
Ja, in Mitte vor allem.
I don't think we need to tick. We've been doing fine going very.
No, yeah.
See like top 8 still? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Same speed as Alex gave us that end. It's still 50 pretty much.
Okay,
Well,
keep
55
going, boys.
actually.
1. 2. Musst du. Wenn sie 1 ist. Wenn sie 1 ist 2. Okay, so. Okay.
Yanis Spies throws the center guard, and the Swiss are going to need quite a few of those to try and turn this game back around.
Wait's real nice.
Mine's good.
I think we're
Just-
perfect.
I might see them throw a second one. And that's why
Mine's good.
maybe that
Mine's
first
really
one
good.
coming halfway between the house and the hog line might be a bit troublesome.
Don't curl a bit. Yep. Yep. Oh. Oh.
Good. Good. Real
The Swiss
nice.
certainly have had a hard time scoring too with the hammer. Have to try and set up for a steal.
Ja. 2. 2. Oh,
Good plaats.
ja, men lenge. Nog lenge. 2, 3. 3. Lenge is goed. 3. Oh.
Goed.
3 is goed. 3.
Oh.
Is 12.
Snel.
3 bis 12.
Sehr nach.
Sag, dass die Linie stimmt, sind in.
50. Ja. Hard. Okay.
Sorry.
Goed zo.
Give you a couple feet less.
Yep, couple feet, yeah. Little less. Weight's good.
Not a lot. Whoa, early.
Little more. 4 or 5.
Whoa, early.
Weight's good.
Weight's
Mine's
perfect.
okay.
No. No,
Gotta
not
work.
yet.
Okay, weight's
Still
good.
have to curl.
We're almost to the yellow.
Weight's there.
No. Right off.
We're 6.
Right off.
Never, 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 never.
Curl.
Uh-oh, sit. 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 Good.
Okay.
Would have loved a little bit more curl there on that freeze attempt, just to create a bit of a better angle for Team Canada. The way that it's set up right now, pretty tough to remove that yellow rock with the angles, but does keep his shooter in front.
Voor het 12.
Oh.
Voor het 12.
Goed,
Vooraf.
lenge is er goed.
Vooraf.
Linie is niet aan het.
Vooraf.
Lenge is
Aan
perfect.
je. Voor het 12.
Lenge is perfect. Voor de 12. Ja. Ja. Ja.
Ja.
Hard.
Go hard. Go
Ja.
hard. Go hard.
Ja.
Go hard.
Hard.
Ja.
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 Hard. Hard.
Did try to switch to a plan B there and come around everything. Kind of got caught in between. Either could have let it come up and play a freeze on top of that situation in the middle, or come around everything, and just getting caught in between, rubbing off, doesn't really help the Swiss a whole lot where it ended up.
Heel.
Yep.
Hard. To go.
Clean.
Clean. Good. Nice sweep.
Zwei.
2. Gute Länge. 2. Goed, 2, 3, 3. 3 bis vor 12. 3,
Warte.
3, vor
3 bis
12.
12.
Vor 12.
Sitz 3. Bis 12.
Bis vor 12. Dan ga je best 3.
Snap.
Is.
Yep.
Naar de klas.
Yep.
3.
Okay.
Goed.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Are we trying to get anything or just peel?
Just peel.
Okay.
Thin half. Heel.
Yep. Clean.
Clean.
Nice sweep.
You get the sense that Matt Hall would quite like to make a double.
I think we're looking pretty good there.
He has made them so well this week, but
Zwei.
I don't think
Yeah, come on.
Canada really needs any heroics here.
No, you get that feeling as a player. You want to do it all at once, but Tyler's smart enough to know that they don't need to mess around with the angles in the house right now. Canada's still sitting shot. The Swiss will have to make a play in there eventually. So for now, just continue to single peel these ones. The Swiss will continue to throw a guard, at least for a little while. Maybe right now, coming in here to tap it around, I hear T-line. It's a sweeping call.
Yep. Okay. What's up?
By just single peeling, making them come in here.
I like that.
Now all the rocks are in the rings, and a little bit of a less risk to try these
This
hits
spot's
here
a
in the
little
house.
straighter than the other side, so.
Yeah, just fresh. This looks like good ice.
Yeah, it's good.
You saw this on Tyler's. Fresh.
Clean. Yep.
Weight's
Whoa.
good. Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Matt.
Whoa, Matt.
Go, Matt.
Hard, Matt.
Real hard. Good. Good.
Bang.
Ja, kom op, Piet. 4-2 bis 4-3.
Might be lined up not too badly for Switzerland here.
No, right now, certainly the angles aren't too bad. I'm not sure if they're trying to play another tap.
Just a guard.
Zwei.
Zwei meaning 2.
Okay.
Halfway guard.
Switzerland will want to make sure that they actually guard the yellow rock that's fully in the 8-foot, just about in the 4-foot as it comes into your screen here. Because they can actually just pick that one out. That's about the only angle that doesn't work for Switzerland at the moment, and they would have loved to have guarded
You
that.
take the guard, it's fine.
I know, it's just I'm thinking like they under-curled the guard here.
It's pretty tough for him to hit and roll buried.
I know.
Okay. Okay.
I really like this.
Yeah, if you get the guard, you get the guard.
Okay.
Canada recognizes they might not get a better chance to pick this one out here. They might not get another miss on the guard if they should choose to just peel the guard.
Real hard.
Okay. Good.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Opens up the 4-foot there, and with that red rock top side of the 12-foot, it's not really a place here for Switzerland to hide that Canada won't have a short little run back on. So actually really nice of Sterling to open up that entire 4-foot area. Doesn't leave any freezes or small taps for Switzerland.
4-4.
1-4.
4-4.
Versteck alsjeblieft.
Tip top.
Ga net als een vriest.
Jetzt auf.
1-4. 1-4. 1-4. 1-4. Ja. 1-4. Ja, Lenny. No lange. Ja. Lenny. Ja.
We have seen this side of the ice curl a little bit more, especially on these draws. So good chance to get buried here, even though they're burying around a rock top 8, but not quite. We'll show enough. Oh, Tyler won't take it on. He'll just play the straight peel and make the Swiss make something good. He definitely can see enough to pick it if he chooses to.
Well, then we have the run on the right, right?
Okay. I'm fine with this if you can't really guard both.
My only worry if we do this is if he sinks in. If you think he can't sink another one, like top 4, okay.
Do you think he can sink another one or no? Do you think he can sink another one or no? You want to just pick it? Then have the slash on the last?
Well, I mean, we have this or this right now.
I'm fine with peeling if you have both
just
runs.
peel.
Okay. I'm fine picking it, but I think I like the peel.
Yeah, we're peeling.
Okay. We have 2 shots here.
Yep, they're just going to peel this one away. There's a pretty good lineup there with the yellow onto the red that's close to the center line. So even if Switzerland does get around there again, they can play at either of the rocks at the top of the 12-foot.
Good.
Other thinking here is pick the rock that's on the button. You never ever give up more than a steal of 1. Switzerland is forced to play a come around again, and you still have an angle slash on the side there. So 2 schools of thought, neither is wrong. They decide to peel it away and leave themselves 2 ways at this rock on the button.
Perfekt, aber schwer ist wieder auf den Ausgang. Ja, nein, einfach so.
Und sonst, wenn er da ist?
Eigentlich,
da wäre auch okay, ne?
Ja, das ist okay. Aber der ist easy auch. Weil du kannst ihn nicht wirklich verstecken da.
Also.
Einfach eigentlich fast so nach da vorbei wie möglich mit hinten 8.
Ein bisschen weniger Eis.
Ein bisschen weniger finde ich gut.
Wenn ich schneller komme.
Nicht viel schneller.
Hast du vorher aussen?
Vorher habe ich so gehabt.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think he's coming in.
The one issue you could see for Team Canada is if the Swiss come around and just bite the 4-foot and just bury a piece behind those ones, the angles then won't be quite as good. It'll be easy to only give up a steal of 1, but maybe not as easy to get both yellow ones out there.
Vorne vier! Genau gleich! Genau gleich, Lenny! Vorne vier! Vorne vier! Ja! Ja! Vier! Vier! Ja! Vier! Vorne vier! 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 Ja! Vorne vier!
Need to get past the top here. That's Red Rock top 8 actually coming into play. And they do rub and roll. I really think line was more important there. Just get past it.
Yeah, sweepers probably didn't want to go too hard, knowing if it was maybe a little bit heavy, but if you get it by, even if you are heavy, you come just about to the face of your yellow, and Canada shooting against 2 buried in the 4-foot. Now Tyler has a pretty routine double peel here. Catch this one really anywhere on the outside. Don't need to stick your shooter, and you still score 2 points.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be too cute with this one. Just throw a big weight, like you said, anywhere high side here. You get the double, you score your 2.
Good, real good.
And put 1 foot on top of the podium. Canada leads it 9-2 with only 3 ends left to play.
Good.
Great end, boys.
Pick it up. Yep. I think we can go 3 and even.
Oh yeah, for
100%.
sure.
Yeah. Unless you like going through, but.
I like same thing we did in 6.
Make a couple
I like
in, and if they don't have good corners.
Huh? Ja.
Sie schiessen deze wel trend.
Ja.
Also, können wir gucken?
Also.
Really good.
I don't think that's white.
Looks there.
I don't think it's
But
white.
I mean, this side comes off a little. Weight's perfect.
Mine's good.
Easy, we're there, we're there.
I just don't want it to die.
Mine's good.
Tiny bit of room. Okay,
Yeah, a bit of
we're
room.
there.
Yeah, we're there.
Okay.
Whoa. No.
Sorry, Alex. Okay. That's good.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
It's good, that's fine. It's good, bud.
Corner gaat.
Zo verlies.
Ja, zware verlies.
9-2.
Okay.
Canada leads it. Pretty healthy, pretty hefty advantage on the Swiss.
No!
Yeah, Canada has been pretty great throughout their lineup today, getting it set up right from the beginning, and just really not a lot of misses out of them. Made the Swiss shots very difficult this game. Swiss skip has been facing several Canadian stones just about every time he's come up to throw. So when you can put that kind of pressure on the other team, makes their shots tougher, and you see those multiple point scores on the board there for Team Canada. All 4 players really on their game. You see there, the lead's pretty even. Yanis has done a good job of putting the guards up there for his team, giving them something to work with, but Alex also doing such a good job of rock placement that
5-6.
the Swiss are chasing pretty early in these ends.
Weight's perfect, 5-6.
Line's good.
Weight only, line's great. We're there.
Just top 8.
Weight's good.
Whoa.
Weight's real good.
No, right off.
Line is 2. Almost biting 4. Okay. Good pair.
Well, he keeps putting them in the right spot here, not giving the Swiss anything for free.
Good throws.
Perfectly on line, in front of the tee line.
See what Team Canada decides to do with their next one here. Of course, now with 5 rock rule, you can't walk up and peel those as you could have last year. So with those in as good of a line as they are there for Alex Horvath, I'd be pretty tempted to throw this one through if I'm Team Canada. Not risk creating any kind of stagger at the front of the rings. They're set up so well. They really don't need any more rocks in the rings with a 7-point lead. Pedal to the metal, though. Here we go.
Yeah, I got 45 and 50 on Alex.
That same one that you threw as a guard coming this way 2 ends ago is good. 53 on that.
Should be there.
Line's good.
I think we're really close.
Line's
Line's
good.
great.
They're sliding good. I think
Just
it's okay.
full top 12.
Line's great, boys.
4.
Just to the right.
Weight only.
No, we're short of that.
Sterling if you can.
Sterling, if
Actually,
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, Sterling.
We're almost to it.
Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Attaboy, Matt.
Good.
Attaboy.
Well, that's where he tapped his brush.
Keeps them all in a line. We've seen Matt throw a lot of hits this game, actually, and still making these precise draws here late in the game. It's what makes this Canadian team so good. You see Matt there, both draws and hits, playing very well on 86% to Marco Hefty's 61%. It's created some problems for the Swiss team, getting behind and trying to play runbacks and more difficult shots.
Yeah, when you have a guy like Matt Hall playing a good game, makes it tougher for the other second out there as well.
Absolutely. Easier shots for Matt, tougher shots for Marco.
Up in for
There's
the double.
our bronze medal game out here this morning. Scotland with a 2-point lead over Norway. They lead that one 6-4, playing the 7th end. Now we see that big weight from Matt that he's done so well all week.
Whoa.
Yep. Yes.
Oh, and that's why this team has done so well with shots like that from their teammates. Man, that takes the wind out of your sails if you are Team Switzerland.
Yes.
Even loses the shooter.
Great pair.
Voor 12. 12, 3. Voor 12. Lang maar, 3. Is af. Veel plaats. Voor 12. Voor wachten. Voor 12 vooral. Daar veel plaats. Lang maar nog, 3. Voor 12. 12. Voor 12. Lang maar 3. Janis. Ja. Hard. Hard. Noord 3. Hard. Noord 3. Yep. Hard. Ina zeker. Hard. Okay.
Well, comes up a bit shy.
The open one. Yeah.
I don't mind playing this like peeling the center one. You make the double.
Might catch this on the way by.
Yeah, it's really good if you cut the out red.
About the same spot as Matt's.
Yeah, sounds good.
Like
Little thicker.
Hair thicker.
Yeah.
Like a thin half.
Okay, that looks good.
Double would be a bonus here, but this yellow rock that's up at the front of the rings is definitely a lot more dangerous to Team Canada than the one that's over on the side. So the key is to make this peel first.
Just catch the one.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and really helps him that he missed contact with those 2 reds in the rings there. He knows he just got a little bit excited on that one. Really trying to throw it hard.
Got excited, couldn't hide it. Playing well though, 91%. The same story, really leaving a tough job for Philip Hursley and taking advantage on his mistakes.
Backline. Rode. In de 8.
312 backline.
Still trying to freeze that red rock in the 8-foot. Just comes up heavy here and actually all the way through the rings.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
I wonder if this might just be the last end of play.
Around.
I don't
Is
think
that
so.
back
yeah.
one in?
No.
Those are lined
Okay,
up good, I
then
think.
I just like picking it. Move these around.
I don't
No,
think you
I
need
like
to.
just-
I don't think we need to move those, Tyler.
You
I don't
can
think you
draw
want to
Pretty
move those
easy
at
to
all.
nose that.
True. Then you can just rip
I'm just worried if we roll into it, we might just give him 3 rocks at a
We're
wall.
throwing peel.
I always like ripping it.
I like Peel. If he noses that, just nose it right back and sit on top.
Why don't we just peel it out but roll it into there? Whatever you like, Tyler.
Whatever you like.
I like this more.
Okay.
I always like this.
Okay, good.
I don't think we need to overthink it, yeah.
Yeah, the only worry there is that those 2 reds on the 4-foot is fully frozen, so pretty easy for Switzerland to hit the nose, sit frozen on top, and be a little hard for the Canadians to actually remove it. But if you maybe peel, roll in, you might move them around, leave a pocket, which might be even better for the Swiss.
Yeah, exactly. If you roll into those 2 red ones and move, you know, 1 to the side and your shooter then spills across, you could leave a pretty big wall of red stones, and a freeze into 3 red rocks, I think, is a little bit of an easier shot than a dead nose hit. If they roll off an inch, Canada can still get rid of that yellow one. So I think those red rocks are set up quite well for the Canadians right now. Play the easier shot, which is just a straight peel. Make the Swiss play the tough shot, which is to, you know, dead nose those and not roll off even an inch or 2. It's tough to do.
Bounced. Ernest. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Roll into the crotch. Now we do that. That's
Yeah, I like that.
Intern? Yeah. Okay.
Still struggling a little to match the line
Yeah,
with the weight
half
here
rock.
for the Swiss. He had much closer weight on that freeze attempt, but just struggling a little bit
Spread it.
with the correct line. Just not getting enough curl to the wings, as we've seen pretty much this whole game. It's just a pattern that I think the Swiss have really failed to pick up on and make changes.
Close. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Hard.
Well, he's just never going to miss those, is he?
That was going out, right?
Tyler Tardy, as Matt Hall kind of trips over a rock, but
I wasn't
everything's
expecting
fine.
to get the top one. I thought we were going to be on the back, if anything.
It's good. Spread it pretty good.
Leaves a
It's a little better, I guess.
bit of a pocket for the Swiss.
Yeah, although it looks like they're playing maybe a hit or a tap and roll here. I think I'd be pretty tempted to come freeze this pocket.
Yeah, if you're going to move this red, I wouldn't move it more than maybe a foot.
I think the Canadian team is a little bit disappointed with the result of that. Look at Tyler Tardy there, 98% in a world final. Nerves obviously not getting to him. Just really outplaying Marco Hosley. Marco's done all he can to keep his team in this, but Tyler just not giving an inch.
In de 4. In de 12. In de 12. Aan de plaats, Lenny is oké. In de 12. In de 12.
I start to wonder if anyone's played such high percentages in a final ever.
In de 12. In de 8, in de 4.
Don't have the records for that, but that's pretty solid. And they do actually just tap it a foot, and that's a pretty good result for Switzerland. That's pretty tough to get rid of.
I can't wiggle it.
It's really thin.
I really don't like through. I kind of just do that. Okay.
That might be easier coming off your own here.
Yeah, Tyler recognizing how tough that is to pick it clean with how little space there is between the top yellow and those 2 back reds. So
Half sort of thing.
this he has quite a few options, even if he ends up, you know, rolling in front, or it makes it a little tougher for the Swiss to get to, but I imagine he'd be pretty close here. It's tough to hit this too thin.
Well, no need to question your skip when he's made his mind and playing 98%, I think.
That's when you say whatever you like, Tyler.
Hard! Hard!
Dig Alex.
Might be a little tight.
Gotta go, Alex!
On the broom here. What did he have? Not enough.
Okay.
And
Okay.
first real mistake from Tardy. They're going to leave a draw to score 2 here.
Sorry.
For Switzerland.
It's all right, bud.
I started it.
Honest there from Tyler, knowing that one was on him.
Der bist hinten nicht mehr, oder?
Kannst du ihn echt abhalten?
Bist du hinten nicht mehr?
Nein, tut nicht. Bringt wenig. 3,94 kann ich haben.
First chance for Switzerland to put more than a single up on the scoreboard. Might be a bit too little, a bit too late. But a 2 here, and I think you'll see the Swiss go at least one more.
No, you don't.
No? There we go. They figure it's a bit of a too big of a hill to climb even for the Swiss and their Alps. Canada wins. What a fantastic game they played. They never really gave the Swiss a chance.
Good job.
First gold medal for the new front end, Horvath Hall, but for Sterling Middleton and Tyler Tardy, they go back to back, joining a very exclusive club. And to win at home, that must feel nice.
Yeah, these boys must be pretty happy.
Well done, buddy.
Ryland Fighter, world champs.
And the way they played today certainly deserve that gold medal. I don't think many teams out there were going to beat the Canadian team that we saw and the performance that they brought today, and to do that under pressure in a gold medal game. Wow.
Oh, buddy, what a game.
2 time.
buddy.
Thank you.
No, it's worth it. It wasn't quite.
Thank you.
Good
Thanks for the game.
Good game. Thanks.
So we're going to try and get a word in with Tyler Tardy, look at some highlights. We'll see if we can even get you some bonus coverage of the bronze game, so don't go anywhere. Sixth end.
I know, but I'd rather shut them down now.
Canada lying to Marco Hösli, needing to draw for the single. No problems. The yellow finds the forfeit.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
the Swiss
I
still
just
trailing.
Like we just killed this hammer.
Canada by 5. In the 7th, Tyler Tardy.
Yep.
Just need to get 2 yellows out of the forfeit. Does so, scores another 2 points.
Keep it up. Yeah. I think we can go 3 and even.
In the 8th end, finally a chance for the Swiss to score 2. The draw from Skip Hösli makes it in to the forfeit, but even with 2 points, not enough for Switzerland as they concede. Canada wins 9-4 and the gold medal. As we wait for Laura Walker to get a word in with Tyler Tardy, of course, celebrating with friends and family, also their father and coach, Paul Tardy. An alternate Rylan Kleider. We'll try and head over to the bronze game where Norway's taking on Scotland. And just to mention, of course, we have the women's game coming up later today at 3 o'clock local time here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. Let's move a bit closer to the action. Scotland is in the lead here, as we can see, 7-4. Norway with the hammer in the 8th end. Scotland, of course, going undefeated through the round robin, just to lose to Switzerland in the semi-final yesterday. Really, really tough to bounce back from something like that and play a bronze game. But they've looked very professional today and kept up their good performance. 3-point advantage on Norway. And still the Scottish fans very much with the team. They've made a lot of noise this week. So as we see Norway coming around the corner guard here, trying to set up for 2. We're going to have a word in with the skip of Team Switzerland as well, Marco Hösli.
Marco, congratulations bringing a silver medal home to Switzerland here this week. We saw some big shots out of you this week. How did you feel? How did your team play this week? Were you pretty happy with your performance?
I think we can be happy with our games. We had a couple of good games in the round robin and also in the playoff, in the semi-final. We had a good game, so we tried to do our best. Didn't work out every time, but yeah, I think we can be happy in the end.
Yeah, I should be proud with the silver medal here this week. And you still all have another year left to play juniors. You're all still eligible, and you start your Swiss Junior Championships in just a couple of weeks. How will you prepare to hopefully go back-to-back there?
I think we're gonna relax first, so a bit of sleep and then start training again and do like we do all the time, normal training.
And your week here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, now come to an end. How have you enjoyed your time here on the east coast of Canada?
I really enjoyed these 2 weeks here. It was really nice. First we were in Halifax a few days, and then here in Liverpool, and I really loved it. Like the hotel was great, the arena and the ice, everything. It was just perfect. Only the win in the end, but it's okay.
Well, good luck in your Swiss Championships next week.
Marco Hösli there, skip of Team Switzerland. Silver medal for them. The gold belongs to Canada. Now it's all to play for the bronze. We'll get Tyler Tardy in a few moments as well, as we're down to skip rocks. It's Ross White with his first. This red rock and the 12th foot very much open for him to remove. As we see James Craik, the second, and Vice sitting at the head. We'll make the hit and stick, as we now have Tyler Tardy with Laura Walker.
Tyler, congratulations. congratulations. You must be pretty happy right now. Your whole team looked so comfortable out there this morning. How did you prepare for this game and manage to bring your best in a big game under pressure?
Yeah, we got off a good game last night and had a good debrief to figure out what we were doing right to carry that into today's game, and had as much rest as we could and as much prep as possible to hopefully come out with the win today.
And most of the times that we watch your team, you as a skip were rarely in huge trouble, which is a huge testament to how your team got the end set up for you. Talk to me a little bit about your teammates and their performance here this week.
Yeah, they were unreal. They made my job easy, and yeah, it's fun to be out there when you only have to throw nose hits when you're playing with the guys on our team. And yeah, huge hats off to them, and a big thank you to them for making my job easy.
And you are now a back-to-back World Junior Champion. You join a very exclusive club there. How are you feeling right now?
It's unbelievable. I don't really know what single word could describe how I'm feeling. It was unbelievable to win it once, and to do it twice is just incredible, especially in doing it here in Canada.
Congratulations. Enjoy your celebration today. Have some fun, and we'll maybe see you again next year.
Thanks.
Yeah, what an incredible performance again by Tyler Tardy and his team. They've really played their best curling in the playoffs. As we're down to just the last couple of ends of the men's competition. It is the bronze game. You can see skip of Norway, Magnus Ramsfeld, making a draw in around everything here to sit second shot. And from the looks, seemingly Scotland looking to maybe either guard or maybe actually come around themselves, freeze that back red. He could guard, but Norway does have that red wide rock you see Ross pointing at. It'd be a very tough shot to make, but definitely there. The enough to score 2. So maybe the thinking here is the only way they can take the 2 out of the picture is to freeze the red stone here. Ross White with his last stone here in the 8th end. Sweeper's not on this one. Urging this to settle down, grow some teeth, get onto that back red. But it's not going to. Just slips to the side of it. And now Norway need to figure out if there's a shot for 2. You can see maybe a piece of the shot stone top 4, but certainly not much. Magnus Ramsfjell, skip of Norway. Himself picking up a bronze medal a couple years back, as he's looking to score 2 here to keep Norway in the game. Not liking the line of this throw as it's starting to over curl, not getting past the top yellow, and that is a steal of 1 for Scotland to lead this game 8-4 with 2 ends left. Ewan Kyle for Scotland here. With that 4-point lead, probably wanted that one in the rings. Actually leaves a centre guard for Norway.
Yeah, that's not what you want with a 4-point lead. You could throw that through the rings, have it be a lot better for your team right now. That's a very usable rock for Team Norway.
You'd probably see Norway throw corner guard if it wasn't for the fact that that stone ends up as a guard. So Norway actually going to throw the long center here, try and cover that yellow to make sure Ewan Kyle actually can't peel his own rock, which he would be allowed to. Andreas Horstad for Norway here. Does get the weight right, just over curling. You'll probably see Ewan Kyle be asked to peel his own guard, which is never that fun if you're elite, but
No.
at least to try and correct this mistake here. Well, not liking this throw either. But it does make it over the hog line here.
Does make for a tricky double peel, but with how high and off to the side that one is, it's not really a very usable rock, and everyone's laughing out there. Ross White steps up to peel that guard, but team reminding him that it is 5 rock rule now, so can't play the peel.
We haven't seen that yet this week. Probably happened. We haven't been able to watch all 5 games every draw, but of course, with the 5 rock rule being new this season, I'm sure that slip up happens once in a while.
Yeah, it happened against our team at the Canada Cup this year. A team walked up, just wasn't thinking, peeled a rock away, and of course went back into play. And you can kind of see the sweepers halfway down the sheet realizing what they had done. They actually just stopped it, knowing it was going to hit the rock and we'd have to replace it anyways. Just sometimes you get in your zone, you really want to, especially with a lead like this, you just want to walk up and peel those rocks.
Well, it's so natural, though. You've been doing that for years.
Yeah, usually, you know, the second will realize, because they're the one that's throwing less peels now.
We'll try and use the corner guard here. Jørgen Myran for Norway.
Plass. 4 er bra. Punkt 4. Spar fart. Hånd i gang. Hånd i gang. Linje er nydelig. Linje er nydelig. Spar fart. Køler litt over hvis noe. Hånd i gang. Trenger ikke køl. Vi trenger litt køl faktisk. Ja. Kom igjen. Kom igjen. Er det.
Makes it onto the rings here. Now, finally, Scotland allowed to
now they
peel the guards.
Yeah, and they're peeling this one instead of the rock that Norway actually just buried behind. The rock that is buried right now is pretty easy to access. Going to try to catch it on the way by. It just misses it, but because of how high that guard is, you can see just past the Mersey Seafoods logo in the ice. Scotland should be able to get at that one over in the corner, and the one closer to the center is probably a little more dangerous to Scotland at this point.
2 bak der, så må vi garde det resten. Da får vi ikke 3 på der uansett. Sett den godt der ute. Ni. 10. Mulig feil. Hånd i gang. 8-9 er perfekt. 9 er perfekt. Spar fart. Henger. Henger veldig. Henger veldig.
Well, I asked his second to throw it well out here, meaning throw it positive with enough rotation. And sometimes when that's your thought, you give it an add, and of course with the extra rotation as well, it might run a bit deeper as well.
Yeah, when you add that bit of extra rotation to make sure you don't lose it out there, it'll run straighter, and when it's running straighter, it's not traveling as far. Of course, as a rock starts to curl, it goes a further distance. So just a bad combination there, more rotation, a little extra weight, and just runs too straight and rolls through the rings there.
Duncan McFadden peels the last guard. Setting up for a score 2 here for Norway, as we see Mikael Mellem set it. I would think 2 is a definite minimum for Norway to have a chance. Would love to score 3, but probably would need a mistake from Scotland.
Yeah, just not enough in play here for there to be any real danger of a 3-point score for Scotland.
See Ross White wanting to peel the corner guard, maybe even catch that yellow rock top 12 on the way past. Gets one. Just going to tickle a second yellow. They know that might be a guard for Norway to use to come around.
Yeah, because it's not shot higher up in the rings like that, just can be utilized as a guard for Team Norway, even though it is a Scottish stone. You might have been wondering why they're trying to hit it out of play, but it's just more for Norway to hide behind here.
I was a little bit surprised they might not come around the yellow rock now. if you come oh, sorry, they are. Yeah, they come around the yellow now. Maybe hoping Scotland hits the open one, then you can come around again, now sitting 2 buried. That would be your chance to score 3, but crashing on the yellow here.
Yeah, definitely the right call, just over curling.
Now, we've seen that a lot from Norway in the games we've seen them.
Just struggling to keep it straight here on this arena ice at times.
It makes it tough. It's hard to mimic the championship conditions on your club ice.
Yeah, it can be a difficult thing to practice because if you throw it like you want to throw it on arena ice at your club, you might see it, run pretty straight, sometimes even fall. And you get a little bit gun shy and scared throwing it that way. You don't get a whole lot of practice with it.
Yeah, you'll see top players be able to adjust their release depending on ice conditions, will you?
Yep, absolutely. Whether they're playing at a curling club or somewhere that has more curl or less curl, different ways you can do it. You can cock your handle a little bit more right from the start, so put it a little bit more to the 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock position. That allows to add a little bit more rotation. You could also just quicken the rotation at the end, spin it a little faster. That can add a bit more rotation. And then the opposite, if the ice is really straight, you can slow that rotation down. Start with it a little bit closer to 12, help take a bit of the edge off with those positive throws, but something that you definitely need to practice. If you don't practice it, it can start to get a little bit variant on you, a little bit random, and then it's tough to put the broom down.
That's something Norway might consider when they go home and practice for the next World Championships. Just be maybe even more prepared for those kind of ice conditions. So either try and mimic that at home or go somewhere where you get to play on similar conditions, if it's a spiel or a bigger tour event.
Yeah, a really good opportunity for this young Norwegian team to be here playing on these ice conditions before going to Lethbridge for the men's world, getting a bit of practice in here and maybe figuring out what they can do to adjust moving forward. You'll see a lot of international teams come to Canada a bit early sometimes before their big events.
Ross White gets the double.
And
wow.
Sticks it right behind that yellow one.
Oh, he's made a lot of them this week. I didn't see it yesterday, but they played Switzerland in the semi-final, the first end. I believe Switzerland they were lying 1. Ross White, confident as he is, looking to slash in a corner guard to try and pick it out for a score of 2 or 3. It was very unlucky, and at least as it was described to me, ended up picking off his own 2 rocks in the back 4, bringing some Swiss counters in the front into play. A steal of 4, the worst possible start, and they just couldn't salvage the game.
Yeah, they really battled back too. They got it to tied in the 10th end. The Swiss did have hammer, and they made the Swiss skip draw the button for their 1. You really can't ask for much else after starting like that. Similar to that, draw to the button.
Yep, there you go. Draw to the pin for Team Norway to score their single. And they will try again. Go one more. See if they can get a few miscues from Scotland and capitalize, but they're going to have to steal 3. Well, 10th end here. You need to steal 3. How do you do it?
You'll often see teams in this situation actually throw corner guards instead of center line guards. If you can get 2 corner guards up with 5 rock rule, you know, your opposition can't peel it. So then if you can come around one, they maybe peel, you can come around the other one. It might be the only way that you ever sit 3 and force Ross White to shoot against 3. But did throw the center guard, and now with that, oh, does it get over? Yeah.
I don't think so. Needs to be completely across that hog line. And
they did have the right idea. They were, after the tick from Scotland was kind of half made, they did push the Norwegian stone off the center line, but left their shooter in play. Norway was going to go and throw that corner guard, but just a little bit light. Knowing that you can't slip in the rings there maybe gets in your head a little bit.
Ewan Kyle gets a chance, a seldom slash double attempt here. Trying to run the guard back onto the red stone in the house, but it's not made. Well, Norway's gonna need a couple of really big mistakes from Scotland here.
Yeah.
See if the Norwegian boys have any artistry up their sleeve. Sometimes we see a team knowing the game slipping away from them. They might show off a little bit. We've you know, the old spinorama from Jeff Stoughton and Mike McEwen.
Different kinds of throws.
I'm not sure if the Norwegian boys have practiced anything of the sort. I remember Rasmus Verano, Nadine's second, skipped Sweden to the final in 2012, played Brendan Botcher. They were losing pretty heavily. And the last rock, he kicked out and slid all the way across the sheet with the rock in hand and just left it on the button, shook hands and conceded the game.
I think I'd hurt myself if I tried some of those fancy slides. Getting a little bit too old for that, but these juniors can handle it, I'm sure.
I'm not sure if you remember the world final where Thomas Olderud flipped the rock up on the edge of it and rolled it to the house.
This is a great hitting team, this Scottish team. As long as they can stay focused here in this last end, you can't imagine them missing these peels. If Norway can find a way to make Scotland shoot against 3, they're likely all to be in the rings and probably wide open for Ross White. Won't need to stick around.
You see Ross White just wanting to peel the guard, but James Craig, he wants the slash, try and make the double. Oh, there we go.
And he made it.
He calls it, makes it.
You better make it if you're going to call it, right?
The young second. And yeah, Norway's going to concede it right there. They only have 4 rocks to throw. Can't see this end working out for them. Scotland will join Canada and Switzerland on the podium. They secure the bronze medal. Fantastic week for the Scots. Just the one defeat. To finish the week with a 10-1 record, pretty solid work. They'll be disappointed not to be able to get the gold, and so will Norway, of course. But it's always a much, much better feeling to pick up that bronze medal than go into 4th place. I've done both.
Sometimes this bronze medal can feel sweeter than the silver. Win this game, earn yourself a bronze, and You have to imagine both of these teams wanted that game bad. Get yourself on the podium and bring a medal home.
There's the Scottish fans that have supported their team a lot this week. In many cases, the fifth, or should I say the sixth player.
They were loud.
Well, that wraps up the men's competition here in Liverpool. That was just some bonus curling for you, Norway, Scotland, in the bronze game. We had our eyes on Canada, Switzerland. Canada picking up the gold. Had a very solid performance on the Swiss. And there you see the line score, 9-4 was the final. But more curling this afternoon, 3 o'clock. Join us again, 3 o'clock. Women's gold medal game here from Liverpool, Nova Scotia. Thanks for watching World Curling TV.
Yeah! Go, 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 go! Yep, wait for it.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah. Damn, Matt.
I won't off the game, buddy.
Good job. Good, buddy.